When you think of your typical 18-inch gaming laptop, the last thing in your head is portability or a reasonably slim form factor. You usually think they're bulky, they're just obtrusively large. However, the MSI Stealth 18HX makes a genuine attempt at doing away with those stereotypes. It tries to make a reasonable 18-inch laptop that's a little bit lighter, a little bit slimmer, and just doesn't feel as bulky as the typical 18-inch device. And of course, rocks some extremely powerful hardware. We've got Intel's Core Ultra 9 275HX processor, 64GB of DDR5 memory, NVIDIA's RTX 5080 GPU with 16GB of video memory. We also get a nice large 2TB M.2 SSD. We do have Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth version 5.4 standards on board, and of course a gorgeous UHD Plus 18-inch mini LED display. Now let's see if the slim or relatively slim form factor of the MSI Stealth 18HX combined with its powerful hardware is enough to win you over. In terms of packaging, you do get a nice large box over here, as you might expect. Inside this, of course, you firstly have the MSI Stealth 18HX behind some protective packaging. You also do get a 280 watt charging brick, and alongside, of course, you do also have the wall-out table piece and some basic documentation. Normally, when manufacturers make 18-inch laptops, they do not care about portability, but MSI with the Stealth 18HX has put all their heart into engineering a genuinely slim and sleek looking device that has all the elements you'd find with a typical gaming laptop. It looks great, the black color here complements it, but the secret sauce here is the magnesium alloy build, which has a lighter weight like plastic devices, but a more premium finish like typical metallic or premium gaming devices. The result is that you have a weight of just around 6.4 pounds, which is extremely reasonable for a 18-inch device. Now, it is a bit of a fingerprint magnet, but that's a minor hiccup in the grand scheme of things. The I/O ports are kind of scattered all around this device. So on one side, you have two USB-A super speed ports and of course the good old headphone jack. On the rear side, you will find a HDMI 2.1 port, a RJ45 Ethernet port, and of course the DC charging port. And then on the other side, you will find two Type-C Thunderbolt 4 ports with DisplayPort and power delivery support, and of course a full-sized SD card reader. Overall, the diversity here is pretty nice. Pretty standard stuff at the bottom side, so you do have a removable lid so you can access the components. You have a nice large air intake vent system here because you do have a dual fan setup with a vapor chamber, and then you do have the speaker grills on either side. It is a 6-speaker system. We'll talk more about that a little bit later on. Before we continue, let's talk about today's sponsor, Anker. The Anker Prime charging station is something straight out of a dream. It comes equipped with a stunning high quality design that looks perfect in any sort of setting, and it is optimized for the Apple ecosystem. It lets you charge your iPhone, Apple Watch, and AirPods all at the same time, and because it's equipped with Qi 2 wireless charging standards, it has a maximum output of 25 watts to charge your iPhone to 50% in just under 30 minutes. Now, of course, one of the best things about it is also the fact that it has this gorgeous HD display that shows all sorts of useful information like the power output, the cooling settings, and of course you can even set a preset wallpaper with the time. It is so epic. It does also have a dedicated TEC cooling system, so it makes sure that your phone doesn't overheat, nor does the charging station, and you can of course choose between 3 distinct adaptive modes, between turbo mode, sleep mode, and balance mode to find the right balance between noise levels and of course charging speed. And did I mention, even at the loudest setting, the fan does not go above 29 decibels. This really is the perfect charging station for your Apple ecosystem. If you're a creative user, a gamer, or someone who needs a lot of ports with minimum latency, you gotta check out the Anker Prime Thunderbolt 5 docking station. I mean, seriously, this thing has more ports than you have fingers, with 14 distinct ports, including 3 Thunderbolt 5 ports, HDMI display port, 4 USB ports, gigabit Ethernet port, and of course a micro SD card and SD card reader as well. This thing has all the functionality you could possibly ask for. Of course, it supports up to 120 gigabytes of data transfer speeds, which also means it supports a 8K output or multiple 4K displays all at the same time. It also has an active cooling system to make sure this thing never runs hot. And did I mention the fact that it has a beautiful, stunning metallic exterior that kind of gives Mac Studio vibes, and a great ambient lighting system to go with that. So if you are someone who needs a ton of ports with Thunderbolt 5 standards, this is the thing to get. You can find product links to all these in the video description below. Also, the Anker Prime 100 Creator Program is now live, and you can search Anker Discovery to submit your photo or video capturing your Prime moment and vote for your favorites for a chance to win amazing prizes. When you unfold this laptop, you'll notice you have more real estate than some people's condos nowadays. I mean, this is a lot of palm rest space, and you do of course have that magnesium alloy inner chassis over here. Now at the center, you have something unusually good, a fantastic trackpad. It is large, it has a nice solid surface that is extremely tactile, and generally speaking, gaming laptops are known to have great trackpads because they kind of figure that you'll use a mouse, but over here again, MSI has put that genuine effort to make a great experience. A genuinely understated benefit of 18-inch laptops is the size of the keyboard. I mean, look at the nice large keycaps, the plentiful surface area, easy to read font. You've got these nice translucent keys. You also get a non-compressed layout, a full-size 10 keypad, a comprehensive backlight system controlled through Steel Series of software on board. You also have a built-in fingerprint sensor right next to the trackpad. As far as the typing experience is concerned, it's a little bit on the softer side for my liking. It's not bad, but it lacks the tactility you'd find with the likes of Lenovo's Legion keyboards and Dell's Alienware, for example. You guys know how excited I can get when I see a good reliable hinge mechanism, and MSI has delivered over here. I mean, this thing is well calibrated, doesn't wobble a whole lot, and it has a near 180-degree tilt, so thank you MSI for nailing this one. Now, as far as display fitting goes, you do have a somewhat noticeable chin at the bottom, but nothing too dramatic. You do have a reasonably thin bezels at the side for a truly immersive experience, and then again a reasonably thin forehead on the top as well, at the center of which you have a full HD IR equipped webcam, which actually has a lot of clarity and very limited noise. This high in the gaming laptop food chain, you cannot afford to have a bad display as a manufacturer. Thankfully, MSI fully realizes this and they've gone through and delivered. You do get a stunning 18-inch mini LED display here. You've got a UHD plus resolution, a 16:10 aspect ratio. You also do get a 120 Hz refresh rate, and also you do have a HDR 1000 certification. Furthermore, you do also get a great anti-glare coating on the display with of course a IPS panel. Now, as far as the color rating is concerned, things are equally impressive as you do get a 100% sRGB rating, better yet, a 100% DCI-P3 color rating, making this fantastic for just gaming, visual appeal, and also for color-sensitive activities like photo or video editing. A quick rundown of the technical specifications on board and ones that are available. So we do have Intel's Core Ultra 9 275HX processor standard. We do have the RTX 5080 GPU here with 16GB of video memory and a TGP of 150 watts. We also get 64GB of DDR5 memory on board. It is worth noting you may have the option to spec with a more powerful RTX 5090 with up to 24GB of VRAM. Given the robust hardware we have here, it's a no-brainer that this laptop is going to run general productivity with complete ease. But even if you're doing power productivity like programming or code compilation, again, it's an absolute joke on this machine. Everything runs so fluid and smooth. Now, if you are doing 3D modeling, again, programs like Blender run flawlessly. You can do some pretty complex environments, have a ton of models and assets all over the place, and you're not going to have any noticeable frame drops, whether you're using it on battery or whether you have it plugged in. Now, equally impressive, of course, is the video editing aspect of it. Even when we stacked multiple 4K footage with color grading and a ton of effects, there was a nominal amount of frame drops, if any at all. This, of course, is a fantastic device for content creation or just general creativity alike, and you'll be happy with the results. Now, don't be fooled, just because this is a slim and sleek laptop doesn't mean it makes any compromises on gaming performance. I mean, whether you're running demanding games like Cyberpunk 2077 at the native resolution with pretty much everything maxed out, you're going to be hitting high double digits. You're going to be able to also hit triple digits with some games like Counter-Strike Go 2, again at the native resolution with everything completely maxed out. Or perhaps you're running more optimized games like Doom Eternal, again a very fluid experience in the high double digits. Now, with that said, we we did run a number of different games, all at the native resolution with the highest possible settings, and the results were genuinely impressive. In fact, there were only a handful of games that seemed to be somewhat more on the lower side as far as frame rate is concerned, but that is often due to optimization of it rather than the hardware limitation. In terms of self-upgradability, I've got good news and then some slightly less good news. So you do get 2 DDR5 slots, which are of course completely upgradable to a maximum 96 gigabytes of memory. We do, however, only get one M.2 slot for the SSD, and that's obviously already preoccupied. This is a little underwhelming given this is a 18-inch high-performance gaming laptop, so there is that. Thankfully, the M.2 connectivity module is also self-upgradable, so you can upgrade to a different Wi-Fi module down the road, or if you need to replace it, you have that option. The MSI Stealth 18HX does not hold back when it comes to thermals. It's got a powerful dual fan setup with a vapor chamber, and they use it effectively. I mean, we found with a unrealistic peak load, this laptop only hit a maximum average surface temperature of about 42 degrees Celsius on the upper third area, with a more realistic sustained average temperature of about 38 degrees Celsius. Now, of course, fan noise is equally as impressive despite having a dual fan setup. Maximum noise levels seem to hover around 54 to 55 decibels, which is absolutely insane because most gaming laptops are well into the 60s, but somehow MSI has managed to keep the laptop slim and quiet. Now, while battery life isn't something you typically focus on with a gaming laptop, we do get a 99.99 watt-hour battery here, which is technically the largest you can have on a portable device. This, of course, means you can get up to 5+ hours of runtime with a general productivity use case. Obviously, if you are gaming, that number dramatically drops. Now, as far as speaker noise is concerned, this laptop has a pretty robust speaker system, despite again being a relatively slim device. You've got 6 speakers with Dyna audio behind it, and overall the sound is pretty nice, it's rich, and you get a decent amount of volume. Here's the thing, guys, the MSI Stealth 18HX is a top tier laptop. Its price tag is equally as demanding, which means you need to know why you want this laptop. If you want a nice large display, you want a large body that can dissipate heat effectively, and the latest hardware, the MSI Stealth 18HX delivers on that. It's lightweight, it's well built, it makes nominal compromise in performance, if any at all, honestly speaking, while also giving you the essence of a nice large screen. Now, of course, it also has a beautiful UHD plus resolution, a fluid 120Hz refresh rate, you get NVIDIA's RTX 5080 or even more powerful 5090 GPU option, and of course Intel's Core Ultra 9 275HX processor to back it all up. That is some serious horsepower, but the magic trick here is if you want a slim 18-inch device, or at least get some essence of portability. If that's not a priority for you, then you can probably get a more bulkier 18-inch laptop like the Raider 18HX or other options in the market in general, but if slimness and sleekness is what you want, this is one of the handful of laptops that will deliver on that promise. Let me know what you think of the MSI Stealth 18HX. If you already have one, I'd love to hear your thoughts, and as always, thank you so much for watching. I will leave product links in the video description below.